Hi, ladies. Today we are on page 30 in your packet, and we're going to be looking at the word problem in front of you. So we have Mrs. Babs has 6 pizzas. Each pizza has 6 slices. She sold 1/4 of the pizza slices. How many slices were left? So this time when we're reading, I really want you to think about what it is that we are solving for and what it is that we are looking for in this problem. So Mrs. Babs has 6 pizzas. Each pizza has 6 slices. She sold 1/4 of the pizza slices. How many slices were left? So we want to start out with, we have 6 pizzas. So our whole is that we have 6 pizzas. And then another portion that's really important is that each pizza, and what's really, really important is that word each. So I'm going to just kind of double that up. So each pizza has 6 slices. And then my color changed here. So we sold 1/4, and that also looks like this is a fraction of the slices. So we sold 1/4 of the slices, and then we want to know how many slices were left. So our question that we're solving for today is how many slices were left? And we're not focusing on how many total pizzas. We want to know specifically how many slices. So I want you to think about each of these parts. Mrs. Babs has 6 pizzas. Each pizza has 6 slices. So just kind of focusing on that portion. If we have our 6 pizzas and then each pizza has 6 slices, I want you to think, is my work for this portion to figure out how many slices I have, is that number going to increase in size or is it going to decrease in size? And based off of that thought process, what operation do you think that you maybe need to work on or work with in order to figure out how many slices you have? And just a reminder, we have 6 pizzas, and then this is 6 slices for each pizza. So really pay attention to what those units are when you're also solving this. And then she's going to sell 1/4 of those pizza slices, and we want to know how many slices were left. So at this point, I want you to be thinking about how you're going to solve this problem. Remember, we're on page 30 in our packet, so make sure that you're recording your work in your packet. And at this point, you can pause your video and then unpause and we'll solve it together. All right, so at this point, you should have already solved the problem. Mrs. Babs has 6 pizzas. Each pizza has 6 slices. She sold 1/4 of the pizza slices. How many slices were left? So up on our paper, we have a total of 6 pizzas. So that means there are 6 round pizzas or rectangular pizzas, whatever. So think about a tray of 6 pizzas in front of us. And then each of those pizzas, so one pizza equals 6 slices. So we're going to take that one pizza and we're going to break it into 6 slices. And we do that for all 6 of them. And then 1/4 represents the portion of slices that's sold out of all of the slices of pizza. And we want to figure out how many slices were left. Let me change this. We want to know how many slices were left. So first thing that we want to do when we're solving this problem is think about how many total slices we have with those 6 pizzas. So the first thing that you could do is you very much so could create a visual so that it helps you to figure out kind of how many slices there were. So thinking about this, each pizza we're going to break into 6 pieces. And this is just one way to kind of visually look at this. You don't necessarily have to draw a visual like this. It just might be helpful so that you can kind of double check your work. So we know that this is basically us taking 6 times, okay? So we know that this is 6 times 6, or it could be repeated addition, which would be 6 added together 6 times. Either way, 6 times 6 is going to give us 36. So at this point, we have 36 total slices. And now we want to figure out if we sell 1/4 of those, okay? So if we have all of our slices, so we're not necessarily thinking about our pizzas as a whole, we're thinking about those 36 slices. If I was able to put those 36 slices into 4 equal groups, what would that look like? Okay, so I'm basically kind of asking myself, what is 1/4 of 36? What is 1/4 of 36? And we know that if we take 1/4 of 36, that's us taking 1/4 times 36. So I can take my 1/4 and multiply that by 36 over 1. Okay, and remember, when we multiply, we just go straight across. A misconception that sometimes comes up is we're thinking about these multiplication problems and really trying to kind of throw in that division and do the keep, change, flip strategy. But just a reminder, when you start with multiplication, it stays like this. You just multiply straight across. So 1 times 36 is 36. 4 times 1 is going to be 4. And then we know that a fraction is actually a division problem. So when you're doing this, we're going to take the top number and divide it by the bottom number. Okay, so we're actually going to be taking 36 and dividing it by 4. This is a basic fact. So you don't necessarily need to do the standard algorithm for this where you box it and do long division. I would just recommend using kind of that basic fact knowledge and taking 36 and dividing it by 4, which would give us 9. So now I want you to really think about the question. So the question was asking how many slices were left. So 1/4 of the slices was sold. So this 9 actually represents the amount of slices that they sold, not how many are left. So I want you to think about kind of what that process would look like at this point. We had 36 total slices and we're selling this amount. We're selling 9 of them. So if we have a total of 36 and we sell 9, when we sell something, we get rid of it, okay? And to figure out that difference, to figure out how much is left, we want to take our total amount and the total that was sold and subtract them. So we're going to take 36 and subtract 9. So 6 minus 9 we can't do, so I'm going to borrow, make this a 2. This becomes 16. 16 minus 9 is 7. 2 minus nothing is 2. So our answer actually is 27. We have 27 slices that are left. And then we want to think about that problem, how we want to write it out in order to represent our number sentence. And remember, as a 5th grader, we really want to make sure that we're using all of our big 5th grade strategies to write a word or a number sentence that is of 5th grade quality. And when we have multiple steps, we know that we can use the order of operations to help us solve that. Or I guess help us kind of be able to do that. So we want to go step by step. So this was our first step. The first thing that we have to do is figure out what our total slices was. So we took 6 times 6, and I'm going to kind of start in the center because it's possible we may need to work in different ways. So we're going to take 6 times 6, and that was the first thing that we did. We're going to put that in parentheses because that's the very first thing that I want to do. So now, once I get my 6 times 6, which is 36, I'm actually going to multiply that answer by 1/4. And when I multiply this by 1/4, it gives me all of these other steps. But just for the sake of this part, I know when I get 36, I'm going to multiply it by 1/4. Then I'm going to get my answer here, which was 9. Okay, so this, so 36 times 1/4 gave me 9. So then I want you to think about what you would need to do next. And that was take your 36 and subtract 9. Okay? So we have 6 times 6, which gives us 36. Then we're going to take 36 and multiply it by 1/4, which gave us 9. So then we want to take 36 and we want to subtract that by 9 because this whole thing gives us 9. And that's going to give us a total of 27. And just to kind of make sure that we're correct, it's also really important just to kind of go back through that. And you can even solve it out yourself just to double check. So we said that 6 times 6 is 36. That's the first thing that we're going to do. We're going to multiply that times 1/4, which gives us 9. Then the next thing we want to do and the last thing we want to do is take that 36 and subtract it by 9, which gives us a total of 27. So at this point, if you have anything that you need to go back and double check, please do that. You can rewind the video and make sure that you have all of those different parts included in your work. And then also, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out through Remind or through email. And I would be happy to kind of talk you through different strategies. Make sure that you have this one done for our Zoom meeting tomorrow. Don't forget, we're meeting tomorrow at 11 for Zoom. If you need that information in order to log into our Zoom meeting, please feel free to reach out. We would love to have everybody join us. But if there were any questions from today's CGI lesson, please have those ready with you for our Zoom meeting tomorrow so that I can help answer those. All right, ladies, have a good day.